Hey everybody, today is June 17th, 2024. I have quite a few names for you. I have one, two, three, four, five. I think I have like 8 or 9. Anyways, I didn't get to put any updates on X. I've been pretty busy lately and I'm just reading documents. I work in, or I invest in real estate, so I've been reading contracts the last 2 days, Anyways, we're going to talk about BABA and Dell, Celsius, and some more names. Anyways, I am a day trader. I swing trade as well. I base my positions on the 1 day chart and then base my entries on lower time frames. This is not financial advice. Make sure to do your own research before investing, and just use this as educational purposes. If you see any utility on this, please follow or subscribe. You can follow us in X as well, the same name as the channel, and then you can also give us a like. Feel free to comment if you want me to take a look at any charts. Anyways, let's start with BABA. I'm not sure. I think I mentioned BABA last week. I was talking about keeping an eye on this support level at 76, and well, now it's resistance. I still think we have room to keep going down a little bit more. The EMAs are crossing the SMA 35, which is a bearish indication, and then you have the MACD and the TSI also looking very bearish. I think we actually have time, or not time, but we have room to keep going down towards the 69.5 level. So I think it's worth paying attention to what is BABA doing. It's a weird, I guess, name to trade for me sometimes. Look how choppy and in range was this for almost, I would say 4 months, 5 months. So anyways, I really like this move on the way up, but now we are going down pretty rapidly. I don't know, just keep an eye on this. Another name that I wanted to mention last week and I didn't, totally forgot, was Best Buy. A lot of people wanted to go long, and I'm super happy for them because the move today was pretty decent. It was over 4% today. It was 5 something at some point this morning, and I think we still have room to go a little bit higher. Yes, I do actually think there is more room, even though we see this divergence between these the EMAs, the 9 and 20, but I still see a little bit more room. We're extended on the MACD, we're extended on the TSI, we're already overbought on the RSI, but I wouldn't be surprised if we continue having some momentum, considering how the volume is looking now again, and we might actually have a couple of more green candles, and then it would be actually a good time to evaluate if this extension is going to be persistent or if we're going to have some sort of pullback. Right now I don't have any positions on Best Buy. I don't know if I'm going to have any in the future, and this is super obvious, but I like how this chart is looking. I do think you have a couple of more days, or maybe a few more days of green, and if you got this flag right here and you had conviction on this move in particular, I feel super happy for you. Nothing that I would actually trade, considering that I base my decisions on these indicators, and but if you actually had a trend line here, which looks pretty nice if you actually put it this way, yeah, I mean, why not? This was a pretty nice move if you got on here by the end of the day on Friday. But anyways, I still like this. I think you might have room for a couple of more days, and then I would expect a pullback sometime soon. I did mention Celsius back when we were in this area. I was looking. I bought puts right here. My thesis was the double top, and I wasn't, to be honest, expecting that we were gonna go down this much, but the pattern right here is pretty obvious. I do think there is still a little bit more room to go down. Now I think also that the momentum on the way down is a little bit weaker than what we had over here. Is 48 70 a level that a support level that we should consider? I do think we should for sure, but right now I'm just gonna be looking at Celsius for a reversal move. I already know, I was listening to some people in X, and they were already taking buying calls and going long on Celsius. I think it's a little premature. I don't want to do it yet, but my next move for Celsius would be trading the opposite direction. I got puts on this area. Now I want to get calls somewhere down here if possible. If not, you just have to keep an eye on this resistance level if there's a little of a reversal, and then 68 is the next level. But for now, I do think there is still a little bit more momentum, even though it's decreasing, towards 48. Are we gonna get hit 48? I have no idea, but I do believe that a reversal is a little bit, is not due yet, but we might see a little bit move to the upside either this week. We're already Monday, there is no trading on Wednesday, so we might see something going on by the end of the week or early next week. So just keep an eye on Celsius. I think this is going to end up setting up very nicely. If you're very opportunistic, you might actually make some money. I mentioned this name as well, which is, let's get this dog out of here, CORZ Scientific. And what I was saying is like, well, just take a look at this. This looks pretty wild. RSI looks pretty wild, and the TSI and the MACD are also pretty extended. Now we have this pretty big candle. It's not an engulfing candle. It's almost there, but this is bearish enough for me. I didn't take any positions today because I wasn't that present. I was in and out, and I didn't take any positions. This was, let's take a look at the behavior of this throughout the day. Interesting. So yeah, positions somewhere around between 8:45 and let's say 12 would have been very nice, but again, I was all over the place today, so I couldn't get in. But this is a name that I like for the downside. Just still another suggestion for this, just be very careful because it still had a lot of momentum. It lost a lot of volume, but so far it's a name that is behaving in a very volatile way, so you can get caught. Let's say if you buy puts tomorrow and this thing starts running again, so just be very careful. Keep an eye on the lower time frames in order to make decisions as far as entering this name. But to me, this actually looks really good. And again, I was pounding this name last week, and I was saying this looks pretty extended. We might see some red coming up. This candle right here was very telling as well, even though it's kind of neutral. But now we have this higher volume that, for today. So we'll see tomorrow. I might actually buy some puts, but again, I'm gonna be very careful on how this name is behaving. It had a pretty spectacular run, and if any of you caught this here for whatever reason and just rode this wave, I'm very happy. I think there's definitely some room for a pullback. This could be the beginning of it. Just keep an eye on this, but I think this is starting to move on to take a breather, which is very necessary as far as I can tell. Anyways, another name that I mentioned last week, I think it was on Thursday, on my video on Thursday, was Dell. So look exactly where we are right now. We are right where the gap is about to start filling, and let's go down to the 5 minute. And yeah, so it actually got rejected, kind of like in this area, almost twice. So I like what I'm seeing here. I think it closed with a little bit of weakness, and let's take a look at the after hours, what happened, where it was completely flat. And usually make decisions based on after hours. Anyways, Okay, so I do think that there is opportunity here. I think I am going to buy some calls this week for sure, and I would buy August calls maybe middle of the month just to give them some time, and because some of these companies that had these gaps after earnings, the gap fill have been a little bit, I would say, choppy. You can see that on with Starbucks. You can also see that with Roblox, and you can also see. Let's take a look at Roblox really quick, or Roblox first. Roblox is looking good, but now it's stuck on this resistance level. And then you have Starbucks, and it was pretty nice. This was a whole gap. It's almost filled all the way up here, but now you're having a little bit of resistance on the asymmetry 5. So maybe Dell might encounter the same kind of challenges. However, what I like about this is that we have been bouncing on the asymmetry 5. We went over this level as well, which I put my level right here on this spike after earnings on February, and now we went all the way up here. Now the stock actually had a pretty good hit on earnings, the following earnings, and now we're here. So I think I'm gonna go long on this, either early September or mid August calls, and let it play. I don't think the calls I don't know the price, but I would guess the calls are not too expensive. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I mentioned this other name, Hewlett Packard, on Thursday, I believe, on the video that I made on Thursday, and I was talking about this candle right here and how it looks bearish, and what I actually am seeing here is that sellers are still in control for now. The volume is increasing right here, so I want to see a move down, and of course I want to see this moving down a little bit more, because I actually bought puts right here on Friday afternoon. By the end of the day, around 12, I'm in California, so around 12 something, I bought some puts. So I do think this is still pretty extended, and I believe there is actually room. I don't know if we're gonna go all the way down to 18, which is this support level, but I definitely think that this is gonna pull back a little bit, and then we can see what will be the next move. But dividends are coming on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and we'll see how this behaves. I have puts, and I think they are mid-August puts, I believe. I don't have that screen on right now, and I'm not gonna try it on anyways. So that's what's going on. What else? This guy right here, I do have a position in Jumia as well. I like this company in general. I think it has a great future, but I'm going short on this with some puts. The reason is because the MACD and the TSI is a little bit extended. The RSI is overbought. Today, actually, they had a pretty decent day. If we go to the 1 minute level or time frame, we can see that it had a pretty strong day with I would say a lot of volume, with very decent volume, and then everybody left. So we had this pullback, and then towards the end of the day, it actually gained a little bit of momentum, and then it got flat. So I think these are August puts, so they are pretty much flat. I think I'm red 5% or something like that. So I'm okay with them, but I don't think that we might see a continuation to this run. I could be wrong, and in that case, I would have to cut my losses. But so far, this looks like it's starting to play my way. There is not a lot of momentum or volume on this area, and so I'm expecting Jumia to keep going down. The options were pretty cheap as well, so I'm not too paranoid about this, which normally I am, but I'm not very paranoid about this name. I have another one that I like a lot, 1.3% today. Doesn't sound like a lot, but let's go to the 1 minute. Yeah, I never tried this name, Nutanix. I mentioned this either on Wednesday of last week or Thursday of last week. I'm not sure. Anyways, I like this a lot, and I think I was talking about this name starting on Monday of last week because of this formation right here, and I love to see when there is this divergence on the MACD and the TSI, meaning the separation between the signal line and the MACD line. So every time they behave like this, in other words, every time they diverge this much, I really like to see these kind of moves because they look a little dramatic when they actually cross. So I definitely have this, and for sure more than Dell. So I think I'm gonna buy calls on this name tomorrow, and they are not too expensive. It is not a very, I guess, popular name, so the options, or maybe I buy shares, I don't know, but I'm going long tomorrow on this. I just like the setup. The RSI is already moving up, and you have a big gap here that I don't know if it's gonna fill or not, but to be honest, I think there is definitely an opportunity for a quick swing, probably like a week or so swing. I really like this name. I would buy August. I'm probably gonna buy early August or mid-August calls and just let this play a little bit and see. Not another thing that happens sometimes is you see this kind of move, and then they lose momentum, and you can see how, maybe you see it here on this, how the EMAs start moving, get weak, and the entire play gets weak, and then it actually fails. So you also have to be very careful. I think maybe the best setup could be wait until tomorrow by the end of the day and make a decision there, depending how I see these indicators here. And if it doesn't look very healthy, then wait 1 or 2 more days. But I am definitely considering either tomorrow, probably, or sometime this week. I just want to see how close this the MACD and the TSI lines get to the signal line. But I like it a lot. I mentioned this other name, Jesus, last week as well. I don't know when, but I like the fact that OXY is bouncing on this support level. So you have all these days that it's been, using this line of support, and I'd like to see also the MACD and the TSI neutral. And now if you actually zoom in, they're starting to point higher. So I would like to see a little bit of I guess lack of volatility here until we get to 61, but this is definitely a name that I might end up buying sometime this week. I like OXY, and but this would probably be January 2025 calls. So I would definitely give more room for this to move. I think if there is more, I guess, animosity or bad news as far as what is going on around the world, OXY could actually benefit from that, which is a little bit sick, but it is what it is. And I have one last one that I mention quite often, which is Tesla. Now Tesla at least looks to me that you have this very obvious support level, which I would consider the 177 level, but also the RSI, the SMA 35 as a support level. Another thing that I am liking is this, how flat the MACD, the TSI were, and also the RSI, you can argue, and now they're starting to move. Well, Tesla is Tesla. If you are used to trade Tesla, I applaud you because you're brave, but it could be very inconsistent. It can give you this beautiful day like this candle right here, and then total disappointment the next 2 days, and you lose all the money that you had on your calls. or it could be chopping like this, or it could have like some amazing moves or runs. So just be careful with Tesla. I do think if we break 193, I'm sorry, we can just continue going to probably 205 would be your next level, and then kind of like on a stair keep going up, but we'll see. I think August is going to be a pretty decent month for Tesla, but before that we have to get over and see what is going to happen with two things during earnings, which would be sales, which everybody cares about, but also what kind of guidance we're going to get with robotaxi and every other product that Tesla wants to work on for the next quarter or the next few quarters. So that's all what I have today. I'm gonna try to put some information on X tomorrow for charts and whatnot, but anyways, I will see you everybody tomorrow. Bye bye.